everybody, Christina here. I just wanted to kind of pop on and give you guys an update of just, how things are going and what's new. I'm usually pretty open with my health and wellness journey. Obviously, I share a lot of my health and wellness, my fitness stuff, fitness tips, things I'm doing, my workouts, my virtual workouts, but I wanted to touch base today just a little bit more on the personal side of kind of what I've been dealing with once again, when it comes to my own health. So I have had many health issues over the years, and I, without going into huge, great detail, I've had everything from pancreatitis, which is infection of your pancreas. I had mono it probably lasted about 8 months. I've had appendicitis. I had my appendix out. I've had gallbladder attacks. I had those for about 3 years. All those things that happened were all in my early 20s. I had abdominal hernia, which I had repaired. That was from heavy lifting, so that was actually technically not medical, but still surgery. And just, again, a lot of those health issues. But something that has come up in the last number of years that has posed an issue in my own health is being iron deficient. So I have dealt with heavy bleeding for most of my life, just due to my cycle, which is, I guess, a lot of women deal with that, which is, not an abnormal thing. But a couple of years ago, well, not even a couple of years ago, at the end of 2019, I actually started passing out and blacking out, and I could barely work out and or do anything. Like, I had signed up for runs and marathons, and I was walking them. So I knew something was up, so I went and got some blood tests done, and sure enough, my ferritin was at a 4, which I don't think it's ever been that low. So my hemoglobin was fine. It was on the lower end. But the ferritin, which, for those that don't know, your ferritin levels are kind of like your storage levels. So basically, when those levels are depleted, there's basically nothing for your body to grab onto. So, it's your body's not producing, your iron basically is not grabbing onto those red blood cells. And long story short, between blackouts and passing out and extreme fatigue, not feeling well overall, not being able to lift heavy, not being able to run, loss of appetite, you crave chalk, and you crave the weirdest things when you're iron deficient. You have restless leg syndrome, you have heart palpitations. I remember that year at the end of 2019, I think in 1 month I had 5 EKGs. And it was because I actually felt like I was having a heart attack. Like, my chest would be tight. I was having shortness of breath. I would go to work out and I would be gasping for air. So if these are things that you've ever experienced, definitely check in with your doctor, and be an advocate for your own health. It is so important to be able to speak up about your health, because I had to. I checked into the emergency. I remember the first time, it was probably September, October, and they're like, yeah, your iron's low, but they didn't take me seriously. So it took 5 hospital trips and 5 EKGs and 1 doctor to be like, maybe the things you're all feeling are due to the low iron. So it was kind of the first wake-up call where I was like, oh wow, somebody's actually going to listen to me. So I did get some iron infusions. I got 2 of them, which brought my iron up, and then I was feeling great. I actually felt like $1 million after those 2. Let me tell you, I was I went off the medications I was on. They were causing a lot of issues. That's a whole nother story. But I took charge of my health. And then, of course, the pandemic hit in the beginning of last year, and, I was just kind of doing my thing, doing virtual stuff because we couldn't do in person. And the hospital wasn't really doing blood tests unless things were really, a big emergency, but I was feeling great, so I didn't even think to go check. And, throughout this year, I've been doing good. But the last couple months, still doing virtuals for those that don't know. And then of course we're in lockdown again here in Manitoba. So, I am, yeah, like I just keep going. Like that's just what I do. And I started feeling tired again in the last couple months. But it just kind of chalked it up to, well, maybe I'm just doing too much. And then, well, lo and behold, I got my iron tested a couple months ago. It was low. And the doctor that I was seeing was like, well, no, just keep taking your supplements, you know, the same line that many doctors will tell you. And, you know, I kind of fought with that doctor for a bit and he refused. He downright refused and just said, keep taking your supplements. So I've been vegan, vegetarian, not eating any meats for the last 3 years. And, you know, many of you will say, well, just eat some meat. And just for the sake of doing it, for the last 2 months, since that last blood test where it was low, I have been eating tons of red meat, steak and ground beef, etc., in like almost every day, and taking my iron supplements. You know, I didn't want to, but I think when it comes down to it and the medical system doesn't want to help, or someone in the medical system doesn't want to help, you just kind of, I'm at loss for words. I don't know what else to do. But just to prove a point, I went and got my blood tested just because I knew I was feeling sick again and sleeping every afternoon and not having energy. And after 2 months of taking supplements every single day and eating red meat more than I ever have in the last 3 years, my ferritin is down another 6 points. So that just goes to show that I'm just not absorbing iron, period. So it has nothing to do with my diet. It has nothing, I mean, obviously, yes, your diet's gonna make a big difference, but the issue is that specific supplement, the iron, I'm just not absorbing for whatever reason. Again, I've mentioned a bunch of the health issues I've had in the past. So, you know, one of them could be contributing to it. I don't know. We're still kind of figuring it out. But many people I know have to get B12 shots because they just don't absorb it. So that could be my issue too. You know, it's kind of a mystery to me. So I am excited because I just got a call from my doctor saying, yes, your iron is low again, and I don't want you suffering anymore. This is actually a new doctor that I have searched and got on with, and a female doctor, and she called to tell me that we are doing an infusion tomorrow and then in a couple weeks. So I am over the wall ecstatic. So if any of you are still listening and have any ideas or tips, I know we've spoken about this before and you guys have messaged me, but I'm open to suggestions because, you know, this has been an ongoing issue for me. And as you guys know, I'm super passionate about fitness and health and wellness. And of course, taking care of our bodies is the most important thing. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas or any, just throw them my way again. But again, I'm at least happy I'm getting the infusions. I mean, if this is the way it's going to have to be, maybe I just have to keep getting infusions because my body just simply doesn't absorb it. But again, you know, like I've researched gut health, I've researched a million different things. So trust me, so many things out there I have given the opportunity to learn about it because am I missing something? I don't know. But again, I haven't dealt with this issue my entire life, but it has been an ongoing problem. Again, just because of the heavier bleeding, but again, I haven't been experiencing that in the last year. So trying to just pinpoint and figure out what's been going on. So, yeah, drop me a line if you guys are dealing with the same thing. I'd love to hear about it. You know, it's good to have some support with this kind of stuff. So, if you are dealing with stuff like this or just even another health issue, I'm here for you. You know, don't be alone about it. Talk to somebody about it because it is frustrating. And, you know, like I said, I'm very much an advocate for, you know, telling you guys to all take care of yourselves, and, you know, I have to also do the same thing. So that's what I've been doing. I just wanted to give you guys an update on how I am, and hopefully I'll have more energy for you guys in a couple weeks and try and get this stuff figured out. So thanks for listening, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon, and shoot me a message if you guys have any questions or just want to let me know about your own stuff that you've been going through. All right, you guys, bye.